Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is one of the most famous people in America. Some people love him, other people don't like him. But everyone knows his name. This is not about politics. This is about his life story. His story is very interesting. It has success. It has failure. It has drama. And it has an amazing comeback. So let's learn English together. Let's learn about Donald Trump's life, from the beginning to today. Are you ready? Let's start. Donald Trump was born in 1946. He was born in New York City, but not in Manhattan. He was born in Queens. Queens is a neighborhood in New York. His father's name was Fred Trump. Fred was a builder. He built apartment buildings. He was successful. He made good money. Donald's mother was from Scotland. Her name was Mary. She came to America as an immigrant. An immigrant is someone who moves to a new country. Donald had 4 brothers and sisters. He was the 4th child. As a young boy, Donald was very energetic. He had a lot of energy, sometimes too much energy. He was also confident. Confident means you believe in yourself. His parents thought he needed more discipline. Discipline means rules and structure. So they sent him to military school. He was 13 years old. Military school is very strict. Students wear uniforms. They follow orders. They wake up early. They exercise. They learn to be tough. Donald stayed at military school for 5 years. First, he went to Fordham University. Then he transferred to another school. He went to Wharton. Wharton is a famous business school. It's in Pennsylvania. At Wharton, Donald studied business. But he didn't just study. He also worked with his father. He learned about real estate. Real estate means the business of buildings and land. Buying buildings, selling buildings, renting apartments. Donald graduated in 1968. He was 22 years old, and he was ready to work. He wanted to build things. He wanted to make deals. A deal is a business agreement. But Donald didn't want to work in Queens. He wanted to work in Manhattan. Manhattan is the center of New York. It's where the big money is. It's where the power is. His father worked in Queens. But Donald had bigger dreams. Much bigger dreams. Let's continue. In 1971, Donald moved to Manhattan. He was 25 years old. He wanted to make his mark. To make your mark means to become successful and known. In 1975, Donald made his first big move. He bought an old hotel. The hotel was called the Commodore Hotel. It was near Grand Central Station. Grand Central is a famous train station in New York. The Commodore Hotel was in bad condition. It was old. It was losing money. Most people thought Donald was crazy. Why buy a failing hotel? But Donald had a vision. A vision is a plan for the future. He saw what the hotel could become. Donald renovated the hotel. Renovate means to fix and improve. He made it modern. He made it beautiful. He renamed it the Grand Hyatt. The Grand Hyatt became successful. People loved it. This was Donald's first big success in Manhattan. People started to notice him. A young builder from Queens was making deals in Manhattan, but Donald wanted more, much more. In 1979, he started planning his biggest project. He wanted to build a skyscraper. A skyscraper is a very tall building. He wanted to build it on Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue is one of the most expensive streets in the world. The building would be called Trump Tower. Trump Tower took 4 years to build. It opened in 1983. It was 58 stories tall. That means 58 floors. It was beautiful. The lobby had waterfalls. It had marble everywhere. Marble is an expensive stone. Everything looked luxurious. Luxurious means very expensive and fancy. Trump Tower had offices. It had apartments. Rich people bought the apartments for millions of dollars. Donald kept the top floors for himself. His apartment was covered in gold. Gold ceilings, gold furniture, gold everywhere. And here's the important part. Donald put his name on the building in big letters. Trump Tower. Everyone could see it. This is when Donald realized something important. His name had value. The Trump name meant success. It meant luxury. It meant winning. During the 1980s, Donald expanded fast. He bought casinos. A casino is a place where people gamble. He bought casinos in Atlantic City. Atlantic City is in New Jersey. He bought more hotels. He bought a football team. He bought an airplane company. Everything had his name. Trump Plaza, Trump Castle, Trump Shuttle. In 1987, Donald wrote a book. The book was called The Art of the Deal. In this book, he talked about his business deals. He shared his ideas about success. The book became a bestseller. A bestseller means it sold many, many copies. Millions of people bought the book. Donald became even more famous. By the late 1980s, Donald Trump was everywhere. He was on TV. He was in magazines. He was one of the most famous businessmen in America. But success doesn't last forever. And Donald was about to face big problems. Very big problems. The 1990s started badly for Donald Trump. Very badly. The economy got worse. The economy means the financial system. When the economy is bad, businesses lose money. People lose jobs. Donald had borrowed a lot of money. He borrowed money from banks to build his empire. But now he couldn't pay it back. In 1991, his casinos started failing. They were losing money. In 1992, they filed for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a legal process. It happens when you can't pay your debts. Debts are money you owe. Let me explain bankruptcy more. When a company goes bankrupt, it goes to court. The court helps reorganize the debt. It's like asking for more time to pay. Between 1991 and 2009, Trump's companies filed for bankruptcy 4 times. 4 times. His hotels, his casinos. All had money problems. Donald was billions of dollars in debt. Some people say he owed $900 million personally. That's a huge amount of money. This was a dark time for Trump. People who once admired him now called him a failure. The media loved writing negative stories about him. They said he was finished. They said he would never recover. But Donald Trump doesn't give up easily. He negotiated with the banks. Negotiate means to make a deal, to find an agreement. The banks made a deal with Donald. They said, "We will give you more time, but you must follow a budget." A budget is a spending plan. Can you imagine? A billionaire on a budget. But Donald agreed. He believed he could come back. And slowly he did. During the 1990s, Donald focused on what he did best. Real estate in Manhattan. He also did something smart. He licensed his name. Licensed means other people paid him to use his name. Other companies would build hotels. They would put the Trump name on them. They would pay Donald millions of dollars. Just for his name. He didn't even have to build anything. This was genius. Donald realized his brand was valuable. Brand means reputation and image. The Trump brand meant luxury and success. By the late 1990s, Donald was recovering. He was making money again. He was paying his debts. He was building again. In 1997, he wrote another book. It was called The Art of the Comeback. The message was clear. Trump doesn't stay down. He always comes back. And he was about to have his biggest comeback yet, but not in the way people expected. In 2004, something changed Donald Trump's life completely. He became a TV star. A TV network called NBC had an idea. They wanted to make a reality show about business. A reality show is a TV program about real people, not actors. They asked Donald Trump to be the host. The host is the main person on the show. The show was called The Apprentice. Here's how the show worked. 16 people competed. They wanted to work for Donald Trump. Every week, they did business challenges. The losing team had to meet with Donald, and Donald would fire someone. Fire means to end someone's job. And the way Donald did it became famous. He would point at someone. He would say 2 words. "You're fired. You're fired." Became one of the most famous phrases on TV. Everyone in America knew it. Kids said it. Adults said it. It was everywhere. The Apprentice was a huge success. Millions of people watched every week. The show ran for 14 seasons. That's 14 years. Donald made a lot of money from the show. Reports say he made $213 million. But the money wasn't the most important thing. The show changed how people saw Donald Trump. Before the show, he was a businessman. Some people knew him. After the show, everyone knew him. He became a celebrity. A celebrity is a very famous person. On the show, Donald looked like the perfect boss. He was tough. He was smart. He made decisions fast. He didn't accept excuses. People loved watching him. The show also made Donald look very successful. He sat in a beautiful boardroom. A boardroom is where business meetings happen. His boardroom looked expensive. Everything looked perfect. Millions of Americans watched The Apprentice every week. They saw Donald as a successful leader. A winner. A man who got things done. During this time, Donald also started using Twitter. Twitter is a social media platform. You can write short messages. Donald loved Twitter. He would tweet his opinions about everything. Politics, sports, news, celebrities. His tweets were often controversial. Controversial means causing disagreement, but they always got attention. People always talked about what Trump said. By 2015, Donald Trump was one of the most famous people in America. Almost everyone knew his name. He had a hit TV show. He had buildings all over the world. He had millions of followers on social media. He had conquered business. He had conquered entertainment. Now he wanted something else. He wanted to be president of the United States. And this is where the story becomes even more interesting. On June 16, 2015, Donald Trump made an announcement. He stood in Trump Tower. He came down the golden escalator. His wife Melania was with him. And he said, "I am running for president." Many people didn't believe him. They thought it was a publicity stunt. A publicity stunt means doing something just to get attention. Political experts said he had no chance. No chance at all. Why? Because Donald had never been a politician. He had no experience in government. But Donald didn't care what the experts said. He had a plan. And his plan was different from every other politician. He didn't speak like a politician. Politicians usually speak carefully. They use complicated words. They try not to offend anyone. Not Donald. He spoke directly. He spoke simply. He spoke boldly. Sometimes he said controversial things. Things that shocked people. His campaign slogan was simple. Make America great again. He made red hats with these words. The hats became very famous. Donald held big rallies. A rally is a large public meeting. Thousands of people came to see him. His supporters loved him. They cheered. They chanted. They believed in him. The media covered everything, Donald said. Why? Because everything he said made news. He got free media attention. Other candidates spent millions on advertising. Donald just said controversial things and got free coverage. In the Republican primary, Donald faced 16 other candidates. The primary is when one party chooses its candidate. These were experienced politicians, governors, senators, people who had been in politics for years. One by one, Donald defeated them all. By May 2016, he had won. He was the Republican nominee. Nominee means the official candidate. Now he would face Hillary Clinton. Clinton was the Democratic nominee. She had been Secretary of State. She had been a senator. She was very experienced in politics. Most experts said Clinton would win easily. The polls said Clinton was ahead. Polls are surveys that predict election results. But Donald kept campaigning. He held rallies every day, sometimes 2 or 3 rallies a day. He was 70 years old, but had incredible energy. Election day was November 8, 2016. That night, America was shocked. The world was shocked. Donald Trump won. He won the election. He would become the 45th President of the United States. He won with 304 electoral votes. Clinton got 227. Let me explain electoral votes. In America, each state has electoral votes. You need 270 to win. Donald got 304. His supporters celebrated. They were so happy. They believed Donald would change America. They believed he would help them. His opponents were upset. They couldn't believe he won. They thought it was a disaster. On January 20th, 2017, Donald Trump became president. He was 70 years old. He was the oldest person to become president for the first time, and he had 0 political experience. His presidency was about to begin, and it would be controversial from day one. Donald Trump's presidency lasted 4 years, from 2017 to 2021. These 4 years were unlike any presidency before. Let me tell you about some things that happened. First, Trump appointed judges. He appointed 3 judges to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in America. These judges will serve for life. This was very important. Second, he changed taxes. He passed a law that cut taxes. Cut means reduce. Many businesses paid less tax. Some people liked this. Other people didn't. Third, he changed trade deals. Trade deals are agreements between countries about business. He renegotiated NAFTA. NAFTA was a trade deal with Mexico and Canada. He made a new deal called USMCA. Fourth, he focused on immigration. He wanted to build a wall on the Mexican border. A border is the line between 2 countries. He wanted to stop illegal immigration. Some parts of the wall were built. Fifth, he met with foreign leaders. He met with Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is the leader of North Korea. No American president had ever met with him before. His supporters liked these things. They said the economy was strong. Unemployment was low. Unemployment means people without jobs. The stock market was high. The stock market shows how businesses are doing. His critics didn't like how he spoke. They said he was divisive. Divisive means creating division between people. They said he attacked the media too much. They said he didn't respect democratic norms. Norms are the usual ways of doing things. Donald was impeached twice. Impeached means formally accused of wrongdoing. The House of Representatives impeached him, but the Senate acquitted him both times. Acquitted means found not guilty. Then came 2020 and COVID-19. COVID-19 is the coronavirus, the pandemic. A pandemic is when a disease spreads all over the world. COVID-19 changed everything. Millions of people got sick. Hundreds of thousands died. The economy shut down. People stayed home. Schools closed. Businesses closed. Trump's handling of COVID-19 was controversial. He said it wasn't very serious at first. Then it got worse. He resisted lockdowns. A lockdown is when everyone must stay home. He didn't want to wear masks. Many people criticized him. In November 2020, there was an election. Trump ran for re-election. He faced Joe Biden. Biden had been vice president under Obama. Trump lost. Biden won with 306 electoral votes. Trump got 232. But Trump didn't accept the results. He said the election was stolen. He said there was fraud. Fraud means cheating. He said it was rigged. Rigged means unfairly controlled. Many people investigated. Courts looked at the evidence. They found no major fraud. Every state certified the results. Certified means officially confirmed. But Trump kept saying he won. He said it again and again. Then came January 6th, 2021. This was a terrible day. A mob of Trump supporters went to the Capitol. The Capitol is where Congress meets. They broke in. They were angry. They wanted to stop the election certification. 5 people died that day. It was violent. It was shocking. Many people blamed Trump. They said his words caused this. Trump was impeached again, for the second time. But again, the Senate didn't convict him. On January 20th, 2021, Joe Biden became president. Trump left the White House. He didn't go to Biden's inauguration. This was unusual. Presidents usually attend the next president's ceremony. Trump went to Florida. He went to his club called Mar-a-Lago. Many people thought his political career was over, but they were wrong. After leaving office, Trump faced legal problems. Many legal problems. He was charged in New York. He was charged in Georgia. He was charged by the federal government. These were criminal charges. Criminal means related to crime. Some charges were about business records. Some were about classified documents. Classified means secret government papers. Some were about trying to change the election results. Many people thought these charges would end Trump's career. They thought he was finished. But something interesting happened. Trump's supporters didn't leave him. They stayed loyal. Loyal means faithful. In fact, some supporters became more loyal. They believed the charges were unfair. They believed it was political persecution. Persecution means unfair treatment. In November 2022, Trump announced something. He would run for president again. In 2024, many experts were skeptical. Skeptical means doubtful. They said he couldn't win. He had too many problems. Too much controversy. Too much baggage. Baggage means past problems. But Trump didn't care what experts said. He never cared what experts said. He campaigned hard. He held rallies. He used social media. He dominated the Republican primary. Again, other Republicans ran against him. But Trump beat them all. Again, in November 2024, there was an election. Trump faced the Democratic nominee, and he won. He won the election. This was historic. Historic means important in history. Only one other president had done this before. Grover Cleveland in 1892. Cleveland lost re-election. Then won again 4 years later. Trump did the same thing. He lost in 2020. He won in 2024. On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump became president again. He is now the 47th president. He is 78 years old. He is the oldest president ever to be inaugurated. His second presidency is just beginning. What will happen? We don't know yet. But one thing is certain. It will be interesting, very interesting. So this is the story of Donald Trump. From Queens to Manhattan. From millionaire to billionaire. From bankruptcy to comeback. From TV star to president. Twice. What can we learn from his story? First lesson, never give up. Trump faced bankruptcy. He faced failure. He faced humiliation. But he kept fighting. He kept working. He came back. Second lesson, branding matters. Trump understood that his name had value. The Trump brand became powerful. People recognized it everywhere. Third lesson, be bold. Trump took big risks. He built Trump Tower when people said it was crazy. He ran for president with no experience. Bold means brave and confident. Fourth lesson, communication is power. Trump speaks simply. He uses short words. He repeats things. People remember what he says. Fifth lesson. Controversy gets attention. Trump is controversial. Always. Some people hate this. But it keeps him in the news. Whether you love Trump or hate Trump, his story is remarkable. He changed American politics forever. Now, let me give you some useful vocabulary from this story. Real estate means property business. Bankruptcy means you cannot pay debts. A deal is a business agreement. Resilience means never giving up. A brand is your reputation. Campaign means election effort. Controversial means causing disagreement. These are important English words. You heard them many times in this story. Now you understand them better. This is how you learn English. Through stories. Through context. Through repetition. Thank you for listening to this English practice story. Remember, keep listening, keep learning, never give up. Just like Trump never gave up. See you in the next story. Goodbye and good luck with your English journey.